Congressman-elect Gardner, thanks for stopping by. So far, what have you been up to in D.C.?
Well, trying to find my way through the Rayburn building and making sure that I get to know the 80-plus new members of the Republican caucus, the number of Democrats that were elected this year, and really finding ways that we are going to be able to work in January to solve this country's biggest problems.
So you were part of the Republican wave. You beat a Democratic incumbent.
Right.
And you come here, I guess, with a mandate from your constituents. What is it they want you to do? What have you promised?
Right. You know, going from town to town throughout the district, the one word that kept coming up was betrayal. They felt betrayed by the Congress, a Congress that they thought would cut spending, that wouldn't increase taxes, and they did exactly the opposite. They passed a healthcare takeover. They increased taxes. And so really they want somebody who's going to listen to them, that's going to do what they said they would do, not only in the district, but in Washington, D.C. as well.
Now, you have a big freshman class, a huge freshman class, which gives you uncommon clout. As a group, have you made a statement to the holdover members of your caucus?
You know, I think people understand that if we come directly from an environment where people were activists for the first time, and they want people to make sure they're doing what they said they would do. And so if people weren't paying attention to what happened on November 2nd, people who are in the Senate up for election in 2012, people who are getting reelected for the first time in 2012, they're going to have a strong lesson to learn, because it is clear that this public won't put up with any nonsense.
All right, so now you're here. Republicans have control of the House, which puts you in the majority party there. The Senate, though, is still narrowly controlled by the Democrats. We have a Democratic president. How much can you get done? How much room is there for deal making? Because you're coming with some pretty strong ideas.
Well, right. You know, we ran for election this year on the economy, on jobs, on reducing the size of government. And like I said, if those people who are up for election in 2012 in the Senate don't recognize that that was the message that people want to hear and want to see acted upon, they're not going to win in 2012 either. And so I think there will be chances to make sure we're on a path toward a balanced budget, that we're putting policies in place that will get our economy moving again, because if they don't, those people in the Senate that are up for 2012, they're going to be out.
So is bipartisan accomplishment, is that even achievable, or is that just an ideal?
I think I look forward to working with anyone on either side of the aisle who is willing to cut spending, to make sure taxes aren't increased in January, to make sure that we don't increase taxes and find ways to move our economy forward. So certainly we will be able to work together, but it's got to be for the betterment of this country.
Now, I know you're not seated yet, but the tax issue is big right now, because Congress has to act by the end of the year. What are you hearing on the Hill? Where do you think this is going? You
know, there are talks of this plan or that plan, a 2-year extension, other extensions. I know the vast majority of people I've talked to, the 80-plus new members of Congress, are making sure that taxes don't increase in January. That's their #1 goal.
Are you looking at this as a new career, or is this 2 years? Is this 2 years to make your case and to follow through?
You know what? I live in eastern Colorado, a part of a family business that sells farm equipment. We've got to make sure that we have a strong nation. I have a 7-year-old daughter, and I want to make sure that she has even greater opportunities moving forward. This isn't a career path. This is making sure our country is in the right path.
So this is not, you don't come to Washington thinking, okay, I'm going to now make politics my career. You've got 2 years to make your case here.
We've got 2 years to work together to put our country on a path to a balanced budget, get our economy moving again, and it's going to be hard work. And obviously there's going to be a lot of roadblocks in the way. We've got a long ways to move forward, and so it is going to be something that we've got to work very hard together to make happen.
Has the leadership given you any ideas where you might be most useful? What kind of committees, what kinds of things do you want to tackle specifically?
You know, right now we're putting together the steering committee, which really directs the committee appointments and who will be on the committees. That most likely will happen in December. So we're letting our committee preferences be known to leadership right now, and those decisions will be made over the next month and a half.
And your wish list would be what?
You know, if I could wave the magic wand, certainly there's a number of committees that represent energy and issues that are important to my district in Colorado: agriculture, natural resources, business, all very important, and look forward to serving on committees that can represent those issues.
Jobs is still issue #1.
Jobs is issue #1.
All right, Cory Gardner, thanks very much.
Thanks for having me.